Und weiter geht's mit Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Gesamtfortschritt 16%. Langsam geht mir das ein bisschen zu schnell wieder. Na, mal schauen. Nebenoperation. Wir holen mal den Afrikaans-Dolmetscher raus, gibt uns nochmal 80.000 GMP. Mache ich einfach nur wegen dem Geld. Ich würde gerne mittendrin landen. Aber da muss ich ja wieder... Ich muss hier mal ein paar Landezonen freischalten. Ausrüstung auswählen. Ich bleibe einfach dabei. Siehst du, Fahrzeuge. Ich muss unbedingt mal Fahrzeuge rausholen. Jetzt holen wir schon den nächsten Dolmetscher raus. Hat mir nicht schon eben einen rausgeholt? Vorhin.
Boss, I need to talk to you about this. Quiet. Can you meet me at her cell here on the base? Whenever's fine. Thanks.
Okay. Also nächstes Mal auf zur Base. Könnte mich eigentlich schon hier runterlassen. Hier ist so viel freie Fläche. Jo, muss ich. Afrikaans-Dolmetscher.
Marker placed.
Hat er gerade gepisst? Wir rennen gegen einen Hund. Natürlich verliert dann der Mensch. Oh, es gewittert.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Wuff, 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 wuff. Alter. Da hinten sind Container, die kann ich mal mitnehmen. Ach du Scheiße. So viele. Der bemerkt mich hier noch. Hä? Ey, ich hab genau in seine Fresse gezielt. Ha! Okay, jetzt haben es alle anderen auch mitgekriegt. Ich hab den noch getroffen. Wahrscheinlich nicht genau in die Fresse. Ah, der war... Das war ein Fressentreffer. Schalldämpfer macht nicht mehr lange mit.
Hardpost captured. Supplies requested.
Aber auf jeden Fall habe ich hier schon mal alle. Aber Okay, ist vielleicht auch der richtige Ort. Ich wollte jetzt erstmal hier weggehen, nicht, dass ich von der Kiste getroffen werde.
Supply drop complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Sind alle so schlecht, oder wie?
Analysis complete.
Okay, der ist gut. Den kann man auch mitnehmen.
Analysis complete.
Ja. Naja.
Analysis complete.
Okay. Gerade noch so.
The map has been updated.
He's coming too. Roger that. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. He's coming too. Roger that.
Oh, Alter, kostet das Geld. 10.000 für so einen Container. Alter.
There's an Afrikaans English interpreter operating somewhere in that area.
Shortly.
If you extract him, it could be plenty useful for us.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Kann man die Tiere eigentlich essen? Eigentlich? Ich bringe die nicht zur Base, weil ich dort Tiere haben möchte, sondern weil ich dort was zu essen haben möchte.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Ha?
Analysis
That's the
complete.
target.
A plus?
Analysis complete.
B. Natürlich sieht er das durch die Wand durch, ist klar.
Side op completed.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Talk. Where are
The
your
map
friends?
has been updated. Analysis. The map has been updated.
Nehmen wir mal mit.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Wo ist jetzt ein Bauplan?
Marker removed.
Der hat mir doch gerade gesagt, wo ein Bauplan ist. Verarbeitetes Material. Hm. Hier ist nichts. Wegen Bauplan. Lügner. Tja, dann können wir auch gleich wieder irgendwie zurück, oder?
Good dog.
Nebenoperation. Was? Besuchen Sie Quiet, okay. Mach ich doch gerne. Also, auf zur Base, würde ich sagen. Kassetten können wir auch mal wieder abspielen.
So SALT II still hasn't gone into effect. That treaty was drawn up to limit not just the size of the U.S. and Soviet Union's nuclear arsenals, but also their delivery systems. The whole deal. Just when we thought all those years of negotiations had paid off, somebody decides to invade Afghanistan. The timing couldn't have been worse.
The president was in the middle of the SALT II talks back then.
You mean while you were busy trying to stop Peace Walker? I heard. President Ford was meeting with the General Secretary in Vladivostok. In his absence, the political brass in America detected what they didn't realize was false nuclear launch data from Peace Walker. And were on the verge of ordering a retaliatory nuclear strike.
Coleman's big idea? Humans are incapable of destroying themselves. Turns out he never knew what humans are capable of.
If that AI, the boss, hadn't found a way to stop the fake data transmission, they probably would have gone ahead with the launch.
Deterrence was revealed as the pipe dream it was.
All thanks to you. And her. The U.S.-Soviet talks looked set to fall through. What happened in Nicaragua no doubt helped trigger a change of heart. But in the end...
The time's to find the politics. When you've grabbed their tail, they turn and bite your hand.
I first met you 20 years ago now. The place was Selenouyarsk in the Soviet Union. We were enemies. I was with the GRU. You were still fighting for America. 1964. Operation Snake Eater. Its objective? The assassination of the legendary soldier known as the Boss. When you returned home successful, they awarded you the title Big Boss. Your CO, Zero, sought to carry on the boss's will by covertly establishing his own organization. You knew the original members from Operation Snake Eater. From America, there was David O, or as he was to you, Major Zero. Donald Anderson, aka Sigint, Dr. Clark, who went by paramedic during the operation, and the fourth, you. From China, there was Eva, and me, Ocelot, from the Soviet Union. 6 in total. To us, government notions of friend and foe were meaningless. As were East and West, we joined forces by our will alone. Our objective was to fulfill the boss's dying wish, to make the world one. And to do it, Zero used the Philosopher's Legacy, the secret war fund you obtained during Operation Snake Eater.
This organization would go on to become Cypher. I, on the other hand, was left with the problem. You only recovered half of the legacy. I had to locate the other half myself.
You gonna extract him?
Funds, I passed them on to Zero, just as you wanted. I still trusted him in those days. We thought what he was doing was the boss's will, until he started that one project. Les enfants terribles, Zero called it. You parted ways, as did Eva, leaving only Anderson and Clark still with him. I maintained limited contact, although truth be told, we were just keeping tabs on one another. The reason was always you. After you returned to the Army and created Foxhound, you left America. For a time, even I'd lost track of you. I'd imagine Zero did too. You always were the best when it came to hide and seek. Zero created Cypher, an information network to tap into every corner of the globe. Woven together, Cypher's arteries make the world just one big organism. And that's not all. It also monitors the thorn in Zero's side. That's you, tracking your coordinates wherever you might go. The further you strayed from your roots, the larger Zero became. It's as if he was trying to close the gap between you. But before long, he disappeared from public life. Only a few people had direct contact with him. For a time, I was one of them. Then a year after you fell into your coma, he slipped out of sight entirely. Since then, nothing. No photos, no recordings, not even a reliable...
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
I tried every method I could think of, but Zero was gone. Free of his control, his creation, his power continued to grow. Cypher is a great beast, and Zero was its spine. But even without it, it endured. Evolved. But now its body is rotting, riddled with parasites.
Complete.
Parasites like the ones who attacked you 9 years ago in the Caribbean, and then at the hospital. Cypher's Black Ops unit, XOF. They learned where you were, and came to wipe the slate clean.
You gonna extract him?
Hat er sich gerade geduckt? So. Es funktioniert.
You captured an enemy vehicle. Just like weapons and items, you can use your iDroid to have vehicles you've extracted airdropped in. You can also let members of the combat unit use them on dispatch missions.
Alter, der rennt genau auf mich zu, ne?
Outpost captured.
Ja, da hinten ist das Ding, was ich gesucht habe.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Okay, der ist tot.
He's coming too. Roger that. Destroyed their anti-air radar? It wasn't one of the targets, but that's put a hole in their air surveillance. The chopper will be able to get in close now. You can designate a landing zone near the outpost.
Hä? Wo kommt der denn her? Ist der gerade aufgewacht durch die Explosion oder was? Hä, wo ist der? Scheiße. Mal gucken, ob der mir noch behilflich sein kann. Missionsliste. Gut, erstmal wieder ein paar Kassetten abspielen. Afghanistan heute.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
1979, the Soviet Union rolled into Afghanistan. Muslims had revolted against the Soviet-friendly regime established the year before. The DRA forces could no longer contain it themselves, so the Soviets went in to intervene. The Afghan government was powerless and fraught with infighting. They lost the hearts and minds of the people, and that alarmed the Soviet leadership. With the Islamic Revolution happening in Iran, the Soviets felt they had to act fast or risk the spread of Islamic revivalism. A superpower, sending a motorized rifle division against men on horseback with antique rifles. Everyone thought it'd be over in an instant, only it wasn't. Some Muslims made their fight a jihad, a holy war, and began a guerrilla campaign on all fronts. A war of attrition. These fighters call themselves Mujahideen. They're being supported by the West through Pakistan. That's why Miller was involved. He was training them near the Zero Line, sponsored by the CIA. The war has become a nightmare for the Soviet troops stationed here. They thought they'd be headed home in 6 months at the most. Then a year passed. 2 years. Now here we are 4 years on with no exit in sight. Afghanistan has become the Soviet Union's Vietnam. The Soviet troops on the ground want to go home, but at least they have homes to go back to. The Afghans have lost theirs. The Soviets destroy the kishlaks, villages, wherever they can. They burn down homes and fields, fill in wells, turn pastures into minefields. It's created a mass of refugees who fled to Pakistan. If the Mujahideen are fish swimming around the villages, the Soviets will go so far as to dry out their...
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
You gotta extract him.
Höhere Stufe, höhere Stufe, höhere Stufe, jawohl.
Being added.
Aktive Attrappe. Eisrakete. Sie können jetzt Fahrzeuge anpassen. Ha, cool. Tipp, Holzkisten. Werden die Kassetten jetzt eigentlich noch abgespielt? Immer noch 16%. Afghanistan heute. Ich glaube, das Gelbe muss man sich anhören, um in der Story weiterzukommen. Aber soweit kommen wir auch noch. Ich werde ab jetzt immer mal ein paar Kassetten während den Missionen abspielen lassen. Zurück zur Mother Base. A landing zone.
Heading to Mother Base.
Auf geht's. Metallfässer. Am besten die roten Metallfässer. So, irgendwie geht mir der Hund jetzt gerade irgendwie total auf den Sack. Okay, hier werde ich die YouTube-Aufnahme aber erstmal wieder pausieren und wir sehen uns dann hier, wenn wir in der nächsten Folge Quiet besuchen. Bis dann.